Hello, this is my official tutorial on how to make songs for Friday Night Funkin, or at least how I make them. I'm not going to go through too much in-depth stuff. I'm basically just going to be making it and talking about my process, what I think about it, that kind of thing. Basically my process for making Friday Night Funkin songs. The song I'm making in this tutorial is for a mod, so this kind of serves as a sneak peek for a mod I'm working on too, considering I haven't made this mod yet. I haven't, it's not out, so you'll get to hear some stuff to do with a song I haven't made that hasn't come out yet. This is for my own mod. So this is song 3, you can see in the top left here. Song 3 is called Beatdown. It's the one I'm working on right now. So this requires some base knowledge of FL Studio, so if you don't know at least a little bit how to follow along with what I'm doing, then you should come back later when you've learned more. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a BPM, so set a nice tempo. I'm going to just go with 164. I think 164 is a good tempo for what I'm going with. Yeah, it's pretty fast. What you want to do for most regular music and stuff, right? Most regular music, then what you do is you usually go for something to more close to 100, and then for some things like dubstep you want to go closer to 140, 150. But for Friday Night Funkin' songs, especially the faster and harder ones, you want to go quite faster, quite a lot faster. I'm going 164 is a pretty decent speed in my opinion. Depending on how quick you want your song to be. I don't want it to be really fast, but this is around the same kind of tempo as so, which is kind of fitting because I'm using Tankman right now. The Tankman sound font. So yeah, first things first, I will show you how to set up some basic things on making your stuff sound good. So first of all, you want sound fonts, right here. I already have sound fonts, as you can see. I've imported them already, but I'm going to show you how to do it. What you can do is you can either put it in a sampler, direct wave, or a sound font player. I personally would recommend sound font player. It's in the newest updates, and it's in FL Studio 21. I'd highly recommend sound font player because that's just the one I personally use. In my opinion, it's the best one. When you have the sound font downloaded, you just click this file button in the top left. Personally, I highly recommend the Ultimate FNF sound font because it has all the stuff in the base game. It has Boyfriend, Week 1 Boyfriend, it has Pixel Boyfriend, it has Girlfriend, it has Daddy Dearest, it has Skid and Pump, it has Monster, which is really goofy sounding. Listen to this. It's an actual note thing of Lemon Demon, which is really weird. It has Pico. So an actual sound font of Pico, as well as his sounds. And then we also have Pico. And then we have... whatever. Senpai. So it's the same thing, it's just usually easy to work with sound fonts. And then Tankman. As well as Tankman sounds,
Alright.
Like that kind of thing. So yeah, very useful. I have Boyfriend set up here. As well as some sound effects from Tankman. And Tankman himself. And so, what I'd like to do is I usually click these little squares right here, click and drag, select all of them. Then go into your mixer, right-click, channel routing, and route selected channel starting from this track, which will add the first 3 tracks to be mixers for these. Then you can add effects, like if I remove effects, this one. If I remove effects from all these and play it. You can see on the left there, here, on this mixer right here, it's really quiet, but if you enable some effects, you can get some really cool effects, like Fruity Compressor if I enable these one at a time really quickly. So this this EQ right here is just for cutting out the low frequencies, which is just good for things not clashing with the bass and stuff. Sound Goodizer is commonly kind of hated upon, but It just makes it sound louder, which is good. And then Fruity Compressor, I personally would highly recommend copying my settings here and just fucking with the gain a bit, because the gain is what controls it. I personally have an actual vocal leveling preset in my Fruity Compressor because it's just really useful to just copy these settings that you see on screen right here, because it's useful to have that kind of thing because that boosts the volume and keeps everything level volume. So yeah, as you can hear, that's all of that right there. It's all good. So I've already done the leveling I want for all three of these things right here. But you can add other effects too, like reverb. You're welcome to add reverb and things like that. So the next thing I do, this is just personal preference, this one though, this next thing. It's usually what you want to do when you have this kind of thing for vocals anyway, but what I do is I have a thing, I have a channel, the first channel, and I call it either vocals or voices, or sometimes I just call it duration as the duration of the song, and then you just drag it in and replace track one right there. So track one is now duration right there, and I just drag that out a bit, then I right click and drag this top bit, which makes it so you can zoom out past the base limit. And then I just drag this into the stratosphere over here, so it's like 6 minutes in. And I'm not going to make a 6.5 minute long song, but like just having this thing long, because when you don't have this, if you press play, you can see it loops based on this point. And then if you have a pattern in the thing, in anywhere, it will loop until that point, and then it will go back to the beginning. But if you have this duration, which is just a pattern that goes on for ages, it doesn't do that, which makes it a little easier to work in FL Studio. So I tend to do this with non-Friday Night Funkin' songs as well, but this is just personal preference. You don't have to do this, but it is useful to use this as another thing you can use it for is a track to put your vocals in, which is useful because you want to have something to put your vocals in, don't you? So after this, we're going to get into the actual music stuff. It's been 11 minutes since I started recording, but we're finally going to get into to music stuff. So think about what key I wanted in, what vibe I'm going for, and obviously what instruments I want to use. I highly recommend Serum. Serum is really good. I'm the previous songs in this going for like a really bassy, like heavy, kind of dubstep bass sounds. I'm eating, by the way. Sorry. So I'm gonna keep doing this kind of these kind of bass spacey sounds. I have a lot of presets in here, by the way. There. Oh yeah, I like this preset. I'm just using presets I downloaded, but oh, I like this bass sound. I'm gonna use this. Gonna add a little bit more. Oh yeah. That sounds good. I like it. I always hit that button by accident. Fuck. I'm gonna clone this serum thing, or you can just add a new one. It's up to you. Oh, didn't want to add text. Fuck off. So yeah, now I have two serum things, and in the second one, I'm gonna add an actual instrument. Ooh, I like that. I don't think hold on. Try just do like a bow. There we go, that's more like it. I like this. Sounds good. So we're gonna drag this right here in. Oh yeah, I split by channel too, because it's useful. Now we're gonna do a little bit of mixing right here. Oh yeah, also, next thing I forgot to do in the mixer. On whatever track you want, I usually have the first track or the track immediately after vocals with Friday Night Funkin' songs. I highly recommend docking this to the left, and then renaming this right here as sidechain, make it whatever color you want. I always make mine red. And then we have a sidechain track right here. Sidechain track, really important. So, yeah, I'm slurring my speech, sorry. So if we take these two right here, because I want them sidechained, I'm going to attach them to this. What sidechaining is, if you don't know, the basic explanation is we're just lowering the volume of all the other instruments when the drums hit to make them kind of hit harder. So anything that isn't the bass, by the way, you will want to cut the bass out on. I just have a bass cut preset. Next, I'm just gonna right click at the top, right click and drag at the top here to select. I'm gonna select this bit right here, and we're gonna add some drums. I highly recommend Cymatics Project X, probably one of the best drum kits I have. I mean, it has other stuff in it too, but I don't use it too often. Usually I just use the drums. I kind of want to layer some snares. Ooh, I like that. That's cool. I'm actually gonna layer a clap as well. To give it a bit more. Not the right clap. Oh yeah, that's the right one right there. And now, hi-hat. I like this one. Oh yeah, that's the one right there. Now, let's do some setting up. I always get my sounds in first, but some people do it differently. It's up to you what you do here with getting your sounds. So yeah, and now I'm just gonna select these right here. So, if you have multiple, well, if you ever have multiple like snares right here, like this layered on top of each other, then when sidechaining you only want to do one, because if you do all of them, it can get really complicated. I want to add like a bum, 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 bum thing right here, and then I just want to copy this. I kind of want to do a little weird thing right here, though. I want to do like a little. There we go. The reason we have it looped, by the way, right now, is because it's way easier to mix stuff when it's looped, because it means you don't have to deal with it ending like this. Although you don't have that issue if you don't have a duration thing. Just loops on its own. That sounds good. Cool. Now, epic mixing time. Now, let's go to the snare. This is a metallic sound, and I want that kind of low, so. Then we got this. This sound right here. Put that down to 6. Higher than 6. This one. And then I'm gonna sidechain the kick and the first snare because it's the shortest, it's the snappiest, which will mean it has a cleaner sound than the sidechain. And I'm gonna sidechain that right there to the sidechain. And by that I just mean right-clicking one of these things and clicking sidechain to this track. So sidechain to this track, sorry. And by the way, everything you add to the sidechain track, you want to remove from the master. It's usually like that. You just want to click there, remove that, just keep it on this one right here alone. Or just right-click and see route to this track only, and it will remove the master one automatically. So yeah, now we have all our sidechain stuff right here set up. So next, I'm just going to mute this and keep all this stuff. I'm going to do the sidechaining of the snare first. So let me... Fruity limiter has all this stuff right here. You want to set the seal all the way up because that can mess with the sound if you don't. Yeah. Then come over to comp, the comp section right here, and I can't remember, so if I'm just going to click sidechain right here. These are the default settings. Set your, just turn the ratio all the way up, alright, and that's pretty much it. Just copy these settings. It should just be the ratio turned up, and nothing else, other than the seal, of course, in limit. And that's it. And then over here, it says sidechain. You just want to right-click it, and you have all these options right here. You want to click the thing, you sidechain to it. Then, you just adjust the threshold, and sometimes you want to adjust the knee and the ratio too, but I tend to just leave those blank and just adjust the threshold. So yeah, that's pretty good. Now we're going to mute these, and we're just going to keep the kick. The kick is the more important one to sidechain. Sometimes some songs sound better if you don't sidechain anything, or just sidechain the snare, or just sidechain the kick, or like do it very little. Like it's still there, but very light. And then some songs you want like a. But you're okay, not that much, but some songs you want like a full throttle. I tend to go medium. It's my average. And then if you adjust the release, it makes it shorter. So I like quite a short, snappy one. So that's pretty good. And now I'm just going to turn everything right back on again. By the way, right click, solo stuff, left click, add stuff, and then double right clicking on something. So if something's just soloed and then you right click it in, it unsolos it. But if you do something else first, then you have to double do that. I'm going to turn down the hi-hat a bit more. We got that, it's pretty good. And now I have that, I can come over here and do this. So what I tend to do is I had a little bit of a build-up. So what I tend to do is what I've been doing for these songs is just the singular instrument, then the bass comes in, and then it just goes full throttle into the beat. I'm actually gonna add a little bit of a thing. What's it called? I want effects, various effects. Where is it? I'll add that. Lots of different effects. The one I was looking for, I don't know where it is, but... So we're going to click auto detect. We're going to right click the time and click auto detect because we want it to be in time with the beat, right? And as you can see, it says 180 BPM. We're not working in 180 BPM, but if we put in 180 here, it stretches it to be in the right time. And you want to select auto because if you select resample, it changes the pitch. Auto just sets it to whatever it needs to be to not do that. So I tend to set it to auto by default. That's pretty good. So let's keep this going for a while. And then right here we just cut the snares out and the bass at the snare so it goes. And now we're going to do a little bit of a beat switch up. Now what I tend to do for most of my beat switch ups is I tend to keep everything basically the same, but I just switch the drums, usually kind of half time or double time the drums, and have like a little bit of a kind of thing going on with the I change the the main patterns, right? So let me mute the drums for now. So what I tend to do is I do something like this. I go kind of. And then what I might do for this bit right here is boom, 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 boom. Oh, boom, boom, there we go. I actually might do this. Kind of funky. And then just a kick on each thing. Whoops. A little further zoomed out, there we go. That's a trick, by the way. The further you zoom out, the smaller these lines are, and if you have snap at the top here on a line, it means you can do things like that. Put kicks closer together, but you are zoomed in. I might do offbeat kicks, like for snares. And then I might only do two things. I might just remove this for this pattern. Like this. Have a little... Actually, I do kind of prefer the overlap. You know what? Hold on. Wait. Oh yeah, that's the one right there. That is the thing I've been looking for. I like that. That right there. That is cool. And then just double time the hi-hats maybe? Ooh. And then maybe a new instrument right here we can bring in. We can bring in something new, like a little... I'm thinking of some kind of arpeggio, like do 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 do. We're gonna add some round because I like round. And then turn it down quite a lot and turn this up. Now we're gonna figure out how to make this properly in key and everything. So we're gonna select this. Yeah. Wait, yeah. Now that's pretty fast. that is incredibly quick. So I'm gonna slow that down actually by selecting it all and then dragging this arrow right here across all the way to the end, which just drags it out to be a bit slower like that. Or you can just remake the pattern, it's up to you. Same thing. Now we're going to add it to this pattern right here. We're going to get the name of this pattern. I recommend naming your stuff like actual names, like this like arpeggio or something like that. So you know, but I don't tend to, I just keep it the default names. I like that. That sounds really good, in my opinion, anyway. Kind of went on for a while, I'm not gonna lie. I made this song a lot longer than I meant to, but hey, gotta do that. It's the artistic process, the autistic process. Pretty good. The final thing is the most boring, long, tedious, downright uninteresting part of the whole process, which is that we go into the duration pattern with our vocals. And we do that. Oh, hold on. And we do that. And then what I do for this is I make a whole pattern like this. And then I just select it all, copy it, and paste it into Boyfriend. So we get this. I tend to start when the beat starts, but yeah. That's about it. Thanks for watching. See ya.